Okay, welcome back everyone. Let's move on towards this is gonna be the I think this you could consider this as a finals before the finals. So this is just a run in tour straight towards the finals. But anyways, first two bands here we're gonna have Lawyer and Explorer first two bands. Fair enough. We're gonna come up with Wilding first pick here, so we're gonna allow Wilding to come out alongside with Gardener simply because of the fact that we don't need Wilding for later. Antiquarian next band, it could be potentially for Joker, but then again, if you think about it, it's more better if we just get the Opera Singer out. It's gonna come out with a Patient here instead. So with this in mind though, they're probably going to need an extra Aeroplanist anyways. Aeroplanist would be quite nice here as well, especially if you go from Shock to 2-story. Shock directly to 2-story as well, just to contain in. But it seems like we decided to get rid of the Psychologist here as well. Now with the Psycho band there, it is going a little bit fast. Survivors here they could potentially run Acrobat, honestly. Acrobat isn't bad against Opera Singer current day meta. So you could have Acro or you could have Aero. But if they decide to go Barmaid is not a good choice. No matter what happens here, Barmaid isn't a good choice. Barmaid wouldn't work here, and there's two reasons why it wouldn't work. First and foremost, it's really just in this map, a lot of Opera Singer mains does decide to bring Trump card and max palette breaking, so plus Berserker. They'll bring Trump card plus Berserker, and of course you cannot forget about detention here as well. They will also bring detention. So there's also that in mind, especially with the fact that this is a blink Opera Singer as well. It doesn't really matter for this, Barmaid. Tipsy is 19 seconds. So then, like, for an Opera Singer, that's more than enough time to get a second hit up immediately. So I don't think Opera Singer here, I don't think Barmaid here actually works that well against Opera Singer, though. I will not lie with you about that part. But from what I'm seeing, we could be potentially, it will most likely be Opera Singer here. We're gonna speed it up by a little bit. And let's see. So I gets to pick Opera Singer here. Okay, no problem at all. We're just gonna have to see aero selection mode right now. We're gonna have Barmaid in middle, relatively safe. Gardener in 2-story, which means Gardener has to rotate out. Patient is actually at the moon gate, and we're gonna be having Opera Singer spawning by the other side. Okay, overall for this, I don't think it's going to be easy for Opera Singer to chase after anyone here, especially when Barmaid can go up directly to 2-story. But even with that in mind, it's most likely going to be a blink detention trump card Opera Singer anyway. So we're just going to have to keep that in mind. Anyways, it's going to be Wolves versus GG here. We're going to have trump card detention with blink alongside with a triple knee-jerk reflex alongside with double tie turner here on Wildling, and of course on Gardener with a better time here. This is going to be playoffs day 2 match 2 game 1 first half. Now then on towards the first game we go. We're gonna have ChoAi here going straight towards the middle. It seems like Fulan's gonna be out here playing for this one instead of XMX, if I'm not wrong. I'm quite sure Fulan got a few well, maybe I'm not too sure on this source, but I won't say anything. Anyways, it's gonna be trump card detention here alongside with max palette breaking with 1 stack of panic. So overall for this one here, we don't have Deer Hunt, so losing survivors here is gonna be very crucial for GG here as well if they decide to double hit. But anyways, we're going to be seeing 18 here with the normal containments. It's going to be 30 seconds until the blink is going to be up and ready to go. So for ChoAi right here, you could potentially just play around this area just for a little bit longer. But it seems like we're going to be able to register hit here pretty early. But also ChoAi is still waiting for blink. Blink is going to be ready in the next 10 seconds. We're going to be able to get that doubling up. But even with that on mind as well, we're going to be able to break the pallet here. Barmaid's still going to stay upstairs right now. But even with that on mind, since this is a factory, I guess it's just a little bit harder here for Opera Singer because all the walls are pretty tightly closed towards each other. So like, you can't really do multiple dashes here, which is a bit unfortunate. Anyways, we're going to be able to vault down here immediately. Seeing Barmaid getting the second hit here, so we don't have another doubling, but Barmaid is currently with no items. Getting another doubling up and ready to go would take a while, but it does seem like, since this is Opera Singer at the end of the day, with the Shadow Strike, we're going to be able to get that down. Thankfully, it wasn't a Terror Shock hit, but if it was, then you can probably assume that, muscle memory. It's only before muscle memory ever happened. But anyways, we're going to be seeing Gardener's breaking the chair here. Gardener PB shot is nearby though for the rescue. But even with that on mind, it seems like Wilding will be coming in first. For the survivors themselves, honestly though, they could just get Garden to finish Wilding's Cypher Machine, or Wilding can go back for it himself. But even with that on mind here, it seems like we want to try by a little bit more time. We're going to be able to get a TB back here from ChoAi, but I guess more or less he just doesn't realize that Patient was actually decoding Cypher Machine. But Patient was decoding near middle anyway, so that's also pretty fair, honestly. We're going to be able to get the hit here. I'm going to be able to jump down here immediately, trying to play for the Terror Shock. This is going to be quite crucial, but it's going to be a before half rescue here, thankfully. Meanwhile, Fulan going back upstairs right now. He has a chance to jump down, but it does seem like he'll need to do it anyways. Two reasons. Reason number one being the oh, Gardner isn't nearby. Okay, fair enough. If Gardner isn't nearby, then it just makes it a little bit different. Because if Gardner is nearby, I feel like they definitely would have gotten the Cypher Machine done. But it seems like Wilding's going to be decoding middle here alongside with Patient. They are missing quite a bit of Cypher Machines here. So even with that on mind as well, since this is factory with no pallets remaining except for windows, it's going to be pretty hard for them to be able to do much. And then we are going to be seeing Patient going upstairs here immediately. ChoAi coming in here trying to look for the Wilding, most likely wanting to force him on towards Boar, as we do see there. So now Boar next board duration should be only 30 seconds, since it's 50 seconds initially, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, and then 20 continuously. But anyways, even with that in mind, we do see Patient coming in. But even if Patient does come in for the rescue, you don't really have you don't have tie turners, so this is going to be pretty hard, let's say, for we're gonna get the hit on towards Barmaid there. Very nicely done. Patient hooking away. But then, like, it's still a tieable game. It is 100% still a tieable game. Let's see which Cypher Machine. Gardner finishing off that Cypher Machine first. Okay. We do have teleport here, though, so we have to be very careful with that last Cypher Machine from GG side. That Cypher Machine currently at 90%. Okay, that's no problem at all. But even with that on mind, it most likely will need to be the Gardner that's nearby for this one, sadly. Gardner needs to stand still for a little bit. Okay, Gardner, I think, like, in that situation, I felt like Gardner should have stood still for a little bit of a shield bubble, but it seems like we're going to be able to get it up anyways, which is pretty nice. So that's going to be a few second cooldowns here and there. We're waiting. We got the hit down, but the exit gate is currently open though, so even with teleportation coming out from here, Gardner should be able to heal up pretty fast. But even with that on mind, as long as Patient here just... as long as Patient just... Ooh, that's a Terror Shock hit down though. Wait a second. This could be a 4-man... Wait. No, this could be... No, this could... Yeah, sorry. This could actually be a 4-man elimination. Two reasons. Gardner isn't going to be able to get up fast enough. And they need to open the exit gate. Because even with that on mind as well, we do see Gardner getting up. But then, like... Actually, no. If ChoAi goes for Gardner here, it's going to be really bad. Because, like, not only can they open a gate from Wildling's side, it's also under the condition that, like, there's a lot of things to keep in mind. But we're going to be able to Shadow Dance back here immediately. We do spot out where Gardner is, which is a little bit of an issue here. PB Shot kind of overextending it here a little bit. But we also do see that Wildling wants to go in for the rescue here as well. Gardner does have tie turning though. Gardner definitely does have tie turning here though. So I think Gardner wants to go in for the rescue here. Gardner's going to be able to make it towards the chair. This tie turner is going to save a lot here for the survivors, since there's only 12% left on towards the exit gate progress here. So as on, Gardner has the body block. Oh no, Gardner doesn't have the body block. Let's congratulate the tie here coming from GG, moving on towards second half. Okay, on to our second half we go. We're going to get Gardner and Explorer banned here immediately. That's fair enough. For the survivors here, they could run Lawyer at 2-story. Lawyer at 2-story first pick wouldn't be bad here, as we do see. And then Wilding, yeah. Seems like a lot of survivors here are really opting in for a Wilding for the guarantee rescue. But it's really nice to see Jelly coming back. Jelly's back now from hand injury. But hopefully he'll do fine throughout the playoffs. But even with that on mind, next ban is going to be Antiquarian. So we're allowing the Seer to come out because Seer shouldn't be afraid. Well, Opera Singer shouldn't be afraid of Seer too much. It's going to be countered by a Patient. So if the Patient is here, you could potentially get Arrow out of the way. Now, we did see Barmaid doing fairly well. Barmaid did manage to kite 3 Cypher Machines there, but it was also because of the Gardener last game. But overall for Xawm here, he could ban Aeroplanist. He could potentially ban Toy Merchant, but it seems like for the survivors here, we're gonna go for a Psychologist here instead. Okay, so with a Psycho ban there, they could potentially get... yeah, they do have a Magician. Yeah, they do have a Magician, which is fair enough. But in this situation here, they need to consider quite a lot, because Lawyer needs Windows, so Lawyer needs a Knee Jerk. This guy has Tide. Patient probably will bring Tide and Windows. And then we're gonna be having Magician with knee jerk. That's most likely how it's gonna work. That is most likely how it's gonna work, but we are just going to have to see here, honestly. But overall, let's move on towards the hunter selection here. We're gonna be going with opera singer here anyways, no surprise. So for area selection mode, let's see who's in middle. This is gonna be quite important. We're gonna have magician in middle, wilding at the other side, opera singer spawning next to magician, but magician spawns near stair here, so he can directly go upstairs, which is fairly fine as well. But even with that in mind, we're gonna be able to see our two coach's handshake. And let's move on towards the, let's see here. So it's going to be Windows tightener here on patient, as we just said, tightener on 11, the wildling, and then double Windows speed boost here on towards the magician and the lawyer. We're going to be having trumpet attention blink here on towards Xawm. Okay, now then on towards the game we go. So Xawm, we're going to go straight towards the middle, but it seems like our magician isn't going to be able to go up towards 2-story here immediately. So we're going to be putting the distance straight towards the locked cipher machine on towards the other side. Now that's one pallet down, but one pallet broken. Seems like we're going to be running the same persona as last game, trumpet attention here with max pallet breaking alongside with panic. But even with that on mind, we do see magician doing fairly well here. Magician does have quite a bit of wands here to use, but he's gonna get hit here anyways. A little bit unfortunate on magician's side, but I guess this is why perfumer is kind of better, I guess, when it comes to things like that. But anyways, we're going to be able to see another wand coming out from here, but that's going to be the palace sun here coming out from 487's side. It's going to be 45 seconds on towards this game, 15 seconds until our blink is going to be ready, but magician with only one wand remaining here. It's gonna be pretty, to be fair, he's doing pretty well, but at least he can still use his last item here, I guess. But even with that in mind, we're gonna break all the pallets nearby here. Magician, we're using the remaining of his wands. It seems like we are gonna be able to see him rotate around towards that area, but it seems like for Xawm here, he thought that magician may be rotating towards somewhere else, but we are gonna be able to get towards the next pallet area here. Thankfully, didn't get a hit right over, but it's gonna be a blink down here immediately. Now then, with that on mind, it's going to be 2 and just a little bit more than a half cipher machines done here. Overall, it's pretty decent for the survivors, especially with the fact that, like, you know, honestly, especially with the fact that, it's relatively faster compared to the last game, honestly. But let's see what we're going to see here. We're going to be able to get a TP back here immediately. But even with this TP back here, we are going to be able to see 11 come in for a rescue. But on 11's side, Whiting can still stall for a little bit more time. But it seems like Whiting is going to be charging his way towards the chair right now. We are going to be able to get on towards Whiting here. But as long as it's not terror shock down, everything is fine. We do see that magician got rescued, but even on magician's side here, we are going to be able to get a hit right there immediately as well. But even with that in mind, it's still a tie game. It's still a tie game right now. Two reasons. Reason number one being the fact that there's really nothing that, honestly, there's really nothing the magician can do here with no items remaining. I don't even think they're going to rescue anymore. Preferably here, if they do sell, it'll be for the best, but it seems like Jelly's going to come in wanting to get out one more tie turner, but even with that tie turn in mind, he's a little bit too far away for this, so for the survivors here, selling probably would be the best. You know what, selling should be the best here. We see Lawyer decoding that cipher machine, but we do see as well Jelly coming in wanting to go in towards the rescue here. But even with that on mind, we do see where Jelly is. Jelly taking the Windows speed boost, running in straight towards the rescue here. He should be able to get the rescue here on time, no problem at all. But even with that on mind, we're gonna have to be very careful here with a double down situation. We got the hit on towards patient there immediately, that's fine. But even with that hitter, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna be able to TP back here immediately. The pallet has been dropped down, and the magician still trying to fight for his life here. But then, like, there's only so much time remaining on tie turn here as well. They haven't touched the last cipher machine just yet. With no pallets here remaining, magician trying to crawl his way towards the next pallet area, but even with that on mind, it's going to be an immediate hit down. And then middle cipher machine currently at 56%. Let's congratulate 47 for the 100-second containment here, but it's currently pretty bad because Xawm knows patient doesn't have borrowed time here. That's the bad part. Xawm knows patient doesn't have borrowed time here, so if patient gets hit down, it's going to be really bad. So then, like, in this situation for wolves, they need to be able to get the body block here no matter what happens on towards the patient, just so they don't get 4-manned or even 3-manned. Because if they get 3-manned here, they'll be considered as a loss. But anyways, with that on mind, we're going to be seeing Lawyer nearby as well. We do see Lawyer's footprints here. We're going to be able to drop the pallet and break it. But even with that on mind, as long as Xawm here hits the Magician, everything should be fine, is what I will say. As long as Lawyer here... If Lawyer doesn't manage to body block oh, never mind, we're going to be able to pop. No, we aren't popping. Oh, we aren't popping. Oh, we want patient to go towards 2-story. Ah, okay. We want patient to run towards 2-story here immediately. So we should be hooking on towards 2-story. And then we're going to pop. We have to pop now. We have to pop now. Oh, wait. There comes out the pop. That's no problem now. But then Wyling's currently in a little bit of a shambles. Okay, Wyling does have board back here immediately. Though Wyling should be able to get back on towards board. We're going to be able to get the teleportation out here immediately on towards Gogot. The Lawyer here taking over the window. But even with that window in mind, everyone's trying to run towards the Christmas tree gate right now. Moongate here will be nullified immediately. Meanwhile, the patient is still currently in factory here, so Xawm could potentially just run straight towards factory no matter what happens here. We do see that the Wyling is currently trying to open the gate as fast as he can with 20% decoding progress here. Wyling deciding to leave the exit gate here immediately. A very wise choice, of course, but even with that wise choice on mind, Wyling with no board remaining here for the next, I don't know, 15 seconds it does seem. It'll be pretty hard. It's going to be pretty hard. Now then, there's no pallet remaining on this area of the map. We do see that patient is still trying to get the exit gate open, but even with that on mind, there goes down the Wyling. Patient is still opening the exit gate here, so I think they want to open the exit. No, they want to guarantee a 1-man escape, because if we get the Wyling chair here, then there's no way. No, they want a 1-man escape. They don't want to give a 4. Okay, they don't want to give a 4 because if patient rescues here, it'll be a 4-man elimination. But anyways, let's congratulate the win here from GG. Moving on towards game 2.